up, everybody? It's your girl, Pastor J, part of the Change Church, jumping online to hit you with another video. Yes, I am on my way somewhere, but I wanted to jump online and remind you that it is not your fault. I see a lot of prison wives feeling like they could do better, they could have done better, they should have done better. And I know when my husband made the decision to go back out there into the streets, when my husband made the decision to select the streets over family, I felt like there was so much more I could have done. You know, I was praying for him and trying to encourage him. But when I tell you, strongholds are strong. They call it strongholds for a reason. And so some of you all may be faced with the fact that they selected the street life over home life. Some of you all may be in a space of they are trusting strangers more than they trust you. You may be in a space of, since he's been released, he's been different. And so what I want to first tell you, that it is not your fault. Do not take blame. Do not take ownership of someone else's decisions. It is not your fault. You've tried your best to show them a different life. You've tried your best to show them a better life, a better way of living. And it may be slow for some. Some like that fast money, but I always say fast money, it is going to get to you fast and it's going to leave you fast. So you listen. But I realized that a lot of women are taking on the ownership of the mistakes of their spouse. Now, because we are married and the Bible says that the two are one and we supposed to live as one, I understand why you may feel a certain way, but we should not live in that space. We should not rest in that space. You got to do all you can for your kids. So shake that situation off. And I'm not telling you to shake the marriage off. I'm telling you to shake the situation off. Stand flat-footed and firm in what God has called you to do, has told you to do, and still respect that man, even though you may not respect or agree with his choices. You still respect him as a person, because once you step into that disrespect phase, it's hard for a man to forget that. It is hard for a man to forgive that. So I'm letting you know now, even though you may feel entitled and right to that, to be disrespectful, it is so difficult for a man. Baby, they soft, okay? They soft, okay? We got more tenacity than they do, okay? We got more kahunas than they do. But anyway, all I'm telling you is that it's hard for them to get past that. So because it's difficult for them to get past that, it will literally stunt their growth. It will stop them, which is why the Bible tells us to respect our husbands no matter what, like regardless of the situation, which reminds me of Abigail. Abigail was married to a fool, and literally he was rich, but he was a fool, and he was disrespectful towards the king, towards authority. And so because of that, Abigail had to take things in her own hands. Abigail had to begin to pray and seek the Lord on what to do concerning their situation. And because of that, Abigail ends up going to the king as respectfully as they could in that time, because you couldn't just show up at the king's house. But nevertheless, she did what she had to do in the stance of the Lord, in the spirit of the Lord, and God ends up blessing her. God allows her to be married to the king, someone who had more stature than her previous person, one who had more authority than her previous person, one who had more sense than her previous person. And so you may be thinking, well, Pastor, why is this important? As long as you're doing what God tells you to do, God's going to make sure everything lines up for you. All things are working for your good. Put that now in the comment section. It's working for my good. It's working for my good. I might not understand it. I might not like it, but it's working for my good. It may seem complicated, but God does his best work in complicated situations. So I'm going to give God the opportunity to do whatever he wants to do in my life, because out of my life, God gets the chance to get the glory. God gets the glory out of my life. And so no matter what you are dealing with, prison wives, no matter what you are faced with, prison wives, you may feel like you are married to a fool in this season. You may feel like that. Respect him anyway. Respect him anyway. And and you pray and you ask God for instructions on what to do. You pray and you ask God for instructions and directions, and be obedient once he give them to you, because it may not always be nice and hunky-dory. It may not always be that this space that God has you in, everybody understands. It might be some people that laugh at you because you decide to be obedient to God, but I want you to stand firm in whatever God called you and told you to do. All right, y'all, I got to get off. I love y'all, and I'm telling y'all, respect them no matter what. Respect them no matter what.